Hello, this is astrologer coach Sonja Francis, and today we're going to be talking about the upcoming new moon in 18 degrees of Gemini on June 8th at 11:56 a.m. New York time, East Coast time in the US, and 8:56 a.m. Los Angeles time, which is the West Coast in the US. So this new moon is very much about how we connect to other people, how we're expanding or exploring our thinking and our perception of who we are, who other people are, and how we want to share ourselves maybe more on an emotional level and create more of an emotional intelligence. Now, the sun and the moon are both in Gemini connected with Jupiter, so there's definitely an expansion of sharing, communicating, learning, teaching, writing, all that stuff. And Mars is in Gemini as well. So that means that the activities that we're seeking out this month or that we're wanting to seek out have to do with all those things. So if you wanted to, start writing a book or start writing a blog or start connecting with people, via tweets or a text or a phone or email, if you wanted to, have a new project around something that you're teaching or something that you want to share with the world, this is the time to do it. Now, because Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, is in Cancer at this time, connecting to Venus, we're definitely seeking to create a deeper connection with other people. We're definitely seeking to create an emotional connection and to really understand what it means to be emotionally connected to other people. So it's not just about, sharing yourself, just to share information, but it's also to share yourself from the heart. So again, it's this thing about bringing the head and the heart together and to really allow yourself to communicate from a heart space. Now, Mercury also makes an opposition to Pluto and a square to Uranus. And this tells us that we need to find a balance between, our wanting to connect more on an emotional level, wanting to connect more on an intuitive and instinctive level, and communicating our needs and our feelings. And on the other hand, we're also needing to really focus on what it is that we're building, on our career, on our long-term goals, any structures that we're rebuilding that are transforming in our lives right now. And with Uranus being a part of this T-square, there's a sense that we're really wanting to break away from certain traditional places. We're wanting to break away a little bit and individuate, and we're wanting to do other things. We're wanting to follow our passions. Yet, this is going to be where the challenge lies this month, that we really are kind of like, we want to follow our passions, but at the same time, we're also needing to stay committed to what we're already having in play, the things that we're already pursuing, and also connecting more fully to the people in our lives that have real meaning to us on an emotional level, whether that's family or whether that's people that you live with or whether that's your home and the people that or people or things that are in your home that you want to connect to. Now, the other thing with this new moon is that there's a really beautiful grand trine that takes place between Neptune, Saturn, and the Mercury-Venus conjunction in Cancer. And so this grand trine is really inviting us to connect more fully to our intuition, to connect more fully to our emotional world, to all the gifts that we're getting through feeling things, through connecting to other people on a feeling level, the beauty that brings into our lives and the satisfaction and the fulfillment that we're getting through connecting on a deeper emotional level. And with Neptune also having stationed the day before the new moon, we're definitely seeing an emphasis on wanting to connect more to our spiritual lives, wanting to connect more to our creativity, wanting to connect to our intuition, and to also allow ourselves to be guided by the universe, be guided by our higher selves or by source. So all of this is a very beautiful opportunity and possibility for us to really grow and be more adaptable in our lives, experience things from a more deeper emotional place, but also to connect to other people more fully and to allow other people to contribute to us so that we can individuate, so that we can do the things that we feel passionate about. So let other people support us in that way and really contribute. Now, the last thing I want to say is that, there's definitely a rediscovery part of this new moon where we're rediscovering our fundamental truths about what we believe or what's true for us. And since the mind is also very much connected to our conditioning and the things that we've been taught when we were younger, there's also a kind of reevaluating around what is true for us. Is the beliefs and the thinking and the things that we that sort of arise in our consciousness in terms of thoughts, is all of this really who we are now, or is it just a mirror of our memories or of our conditionings that we've received when we were younger? And so we're getting a chance to really look into that and become more aware of that and more conscious of that. Now, if you have 15 to 21 degrees of Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, or Virgo, this new moon is definitely going to be more powerful for you. And there's also, of course, intentions that we can be setting for this lunar month, since the new moon is always a time of new beginnings where we're receiving new input for what this lunar month is going to be about for us. So anytime after the new moon has become exact, it's a great time to set a couple of intentions just around, how you want to explore and expand your mind and how you can create more emotional intelligence and all the stuff we just talked about. So the best time to set intentions is anytime after 12 p.m. New York time and before 4:30 a.m. New York time the next day, which would be June 9th. So anytime June 8th, 12 p.m. until June 9th, 4:30 a.m. New York time. And if you need to know what that is for your time zone, please feel free to go to the time zone converter. There is such a thing on the internet. Feel free to Google that. And if you're having difficulties with that, of course, always feel free to reach out and ask me for those times. Or also feel free to go to my website, to the weekly forecasts that I give. I will always mention the exact times in the weekly forecast as well. Now, the last thing I want to just mention very briefly is that I have a new course that's starting on June 22nd this month. So if you haven't signed up for it yet, or if you're curious about this and you haven't heard about it yet, feel free to go to my website and just check that out and see what that's about. If you want to learn a little bit more about the kind of astrology that I usually talk about in my videos, which I call soul-based astrology, because it connects us more to astrology on a soul-based level and how we can be more one with the universal energies and how we can really get to know ourselves better on a soul level and how we can fulfill on that journey. That is the kind of astrology that I'm going to be teaching you. So if you're curious about that, go to my website at astrologercoach.com/online-courses.html and feel free to check out what's available there. The first basics course that's available will be starting on June 22nd for 6 weeks and will be online, will be recorded. And if you want to step in a little bit later already, if the basics are already under your belt and you feel that you want to explore a little bit beyond the basics, then that is a course that will be starting in August. So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions at all about these courses or any questions on what's best for you at this time to pursue. Please email me at sonja@astrologercoach.com. That's SONJA@astrologercoach.com. All right, you have a fantastic new moon and explore all the mind stuff, explore all the feelings, and just allow for it to be there and adapt and explore and adapt and explore. All right, have a good one. This is Astrologer Coach Sonja Francis.